Be perfect to be a perfect parent.
How do cell phones work?
There are thousands of children in foster care who don't need every question answered.
What's electricity?
They just need you.
What's the moon made of?
For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
All my life I've been praying for this day. For what? That I can make people feel good from the words that I say. Make a blind man see, make the cripple stand up. Body grooving side to side with your freaking hands up. It's that feel good.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. We're going to break into action just for a quick second. You know the Sports Jock loves to bring you some stories. We did admit to you today that the good producer is a 7-day look at him, he over there.
So what I'm saying is, if this Jesus guy is dead, why are we still here? I mean, he's dead already, isn't he? I mean, wow, this is ridiculous, guys.
We exposed him on that. Another thing that is near and dear to his heart is dogs. Starting in 2016 over in England, it will be against the law to not have your dog with a microchip. You have to microchip your dog. In England, they say they have too many dogs just running stray and they can't find the owners. So
First
you will,
dogs, then wives.
You will not only have to purchase the dog, you will have to get him microchipped. Yeah, they say it's like 8 million dogs in England.
How many wives
That's
are
a
there?
lot of dogs. I didn't know it was.
Take a wife, get her a microchip. Bet you I know what she's doing.
Also here locally, they are outfitting the canine police dog now. He will be outfitted with a bulletproof vest. So
Are they taking shots at dogs like that?
The vests they range like $900 a piece, and they will be outfitting the dog with bulletproof vests starting this summer here. So,
But they're not that
I
many
guess you have
dogs,
to aim for the head.
as they always do.
Yeah, I'm saying like.
Or the tail.
Has anybody ever tried to shoot a dog in the chest? You know what I'm saying? Like, just wound him. No, most dogs, considering how they fight with their faces, maybe maybe ought to
You
get
wonder why
something
people
for-
hate paying taxes.
Yeah.
This is what I'm paying taxes, dog.
There's not very
Bulletproof
many.
vests for
There's not very
dogs.
many of them.
And what I'm always amazed by is not that somebody came up with that idea, but a group of people got together and went, yeah, that sounds like a really great idea. Let's spend $900 a pop
A
on
pop
some vests for dogs.
Bulletproof
Do you know how
vests.
much one for a human costs?
How much?
$1,800 to $2,500.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I know these things.
Why would you need to know that, though?
Don't ask.
So are we getting the dog substandard bulletproof vest, or
on that day,
do they
you'll
sell
know. No, I
bulletproof
was kidding.
material by the inch? What is that? Why is it more expensive for humans?
That's a good
No.
question.
Why don't you ask somebody? Ask the dog lover back there. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe maybe they're inferior products. Who knows?
So August 5th, the post office will no longer be delivering mail on Saturday. For you people who run to the mailbox on Saturday, or you people who are ducking the mailman with the bills on Saturday, starting August 5th, the mail will no longer be delivered on Saturdays. They say the cutback is estimated to save $2 billion annually.
Wow.
By doing this. They still will deliver the packages if you go in, like FedEx, if you go to the post office, they have that service too, the Saturday delivery, that you pay more money. But regular letters and mail like that will no longer be delivered on Saturday.
Do you have an old treadmill you want to get rid of? That was my only time to do walking, was to walk to the mailbox on Saturday to get the sales paper.
And I was going to say, too, that used to be my motivation for walking outside on Saturday was to
I have
check
a
the
nice
mailbox.
long driveway.
And now they've ruined all of that.
Oh, well.
Your walk to the mailbox. Okay.
That was my reason for living on Saturday.
Dang.
I mean, really,
Get you
there
a
wasn't
buddy.
much else to motivate me.
For you Mike Tyson fans,
And really, who is it?
Mike Tyson will be here April 20th in his one-man show titled Mike Tyson Undisputed Truth, co-written by his wife Kiki and directed by Spike Lee. This show has already been on Broadway, so he's bringing it here to Atlanta. It'll be at the Fox Theater.
Is it a musical? I'll eat your kids. I'll redesign your liver. I'll eat your kids. They must be ludicrous.
What do you think? It's going to be a great show? I can't imagine what Mike's going to do for an hour.
It's Mike Tyson in a one-man show co-written by his wife. What are the chances that it's not entertaining?
I have seen an interview and I've read some reviews about it. It's a very deep thing. He goes into a lot of things that people have asked about. He goes into the issues with him being accused of rape. I mean, many things that people wanted to know about. His mindset when he bit Evander Holyfield's ear. I mean, a number of things. And he does take on some things in a very serious manner, and some things he does have a comedy spin to. But I think it's going to be a great show.
I knock people out for a living. What do you mean you don't want to do it?
Should he have a translator? So people can understand what he's saying.
You know, after
flashcards or something.
After you hear someone, you hear someone with an accent speak for a long time.
That's not an accent.
Listen. After you hear them for a long time, you think you understand them. So we've heard him enough to have figured out what the heck he's saying. I think we can.
No, I haven't heard him enough to know what he's saying half the time.
You need to listen more.
Maybe you need to speak better.
7 years ago, our nation.
Why I got to make the adjustment? Why he can't make the adjustment?
Ask the U.S. government about other people why we have to make adjustments to speak other languages. Don't start with me.
The U.S. government.
Oh, I think that
live in La Vida, no.
I'm starting to think that TV is blank.
Yeah, I'm telling you. She watching her own program. Oprah's got the OWN network. The tall lady's got the TLN, the Tall Lady Network. Imaginary program.
Listen to the rebroadcast Saturdays 1 to 4 Central on Q 90.5 Camden, Alabama. We'll be right back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
The Sports Jock Show is giving you a chance to win, and win big.
We're giving away an Apple iPad.
Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come down to the studio and enjoy a live show. And all you've got to do is wake up with a Sports Jock.
Good morning. It's Monday. We have a great show for you today.
Visit thesportsjock.com and click on the Remind Me app. Each Monday, the Sports Jock will call you to remind you to listen to the show.
Every time you pick up the phone,
your number is entered into a drawing to win the free iPad. One lucky winner will win the iPad. Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come and sit in on a live show. Because it's a well-known fact. You haven't heard the Sports Jock Show until you've seen it live. We'll announce the winner March 4th. So log on, sign up with the Sports Jock Wake-Up Call, download the app, and win an iPad. Go to thesportsjock.com and click on Remind Me. Good luck from the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
I remember when we broke up the first time, saying this is it, I've had enough. Cause like we hadn't seen each other in a month. When you said you needed space. What? Then you come around again and say, baby, I miss you and I swear I'm gonna change. Trust me, remember how that lasted for a day? I say I hate you, we break up, you call me, I love you.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. Speaking of another Wayne, Lil Wayne was booted from the Heat Laker game yesterday. He says that his tweet, let me make sure I don't misquote him. So I'm at the Heat game, right, rooting for the Lakers 'cause that's my team. And would you believe they got police to make me leave? Wow. F the Heat. I guess forgive the Heat would be what that would be.
Franchise the Heat? Is that what he meant?
Lil Wayne's reporting he was booted from the game. I don't know if you caught the game yesterday. Great game between the Lakers and the Heat down in Miami. The Heat prevailing. LeBron James adding to the legend. It is in no question who is the best man on the planet. I try to find a weakness in his game. He doesn't shoot them old bailout shots anymore, Big Kenny, where he used to bail you out with the jumper.
Right.
He's learned that I'm 6'8", 270, and you really can't stop me going to the rim. It's like real educational, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You can't stop it. And it's just great to watch him. The Heat really are picking up momentum. The Mamba was in action, had a great game as well. And it's just a great game overall yesterday.
What was Tunchi doing to get kicked out? Was he smoking weed courtside? Was he brandishing a weapon? Was he smelling offensive something? I mean, because this is like the second game he got put out of.
Yeah, he got put out in Oklahoma City, but they put him out because they said he didn't have no ticket.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how he went to Oklahoma and thought he was just going to walk in their arena. Yesterday, he's saying it was just because he was cheering. One of the fans that was close to him says that I guess someone behind him said something that he didn't like, and he kind of act like he was pulling out a gun or something, or made like a gun reference, and that's when the security came and removed him from the game.
What sportsmanship? Hey, your team is horrible. I'll shoot you. Hey, never mind.
There was also a reference to the fact that he had a complimentary ticket that had been given to him by the Heat. So I don't think you come sit in a complimentary seat and cheer for the other team on top of that.
Yeah,
I think that's a little bit.
And a lot of places, they hold tickets just so. I was at the game the other night. The Hawks were playing last week. They had El DeBarge in there. And
we know how dangerous he can be.
No.
And I like it.
He did serve some prison time.
Yeah, he has,
L is a goon.
Been behind bars.
Yeah.
And also 2 Chainz was actually at the game, and he was sitting next to the owner, so I know he must have, they like to bring stars, especially in Atlanta, to try to promote the game. They're trying to get the ticket sales, and they hope that the camera shows different faces. And they hold tickets for people like a Lil Wayne to be, to show you who comes to the game. That helps with some of your ticket sales as well.
And I'm not in favor.
You couldn't make it to church yesterday, but you hold your finger up like we were in it. Come on. This is the bad producer.
No, I just wanted to say 2 things.
Two things.
I saw one
finger. One finger.
No. I saw one finger, so go ahead.
Dream game. You remember he was there with the Lynx jersey on.
Mm-hmm.
And remember the Dream got him a shirt and he changed because he was in Atlanta. But I think something's going on with Wayne because just last week at the Super Bowl, he got into it with a cameraman for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And something's going on. I guess the mollies, the syrup, or something's there. We just, we need to pray for him.
Right.
Oh, that's why you didn't come to church.
I was about to say, we need to pray for him, but you don't show up in church. You burned yourself that time, dude. Now, I will say this. I don't know who the fan was that complained or that got into a verbal altercation with Wayne, but you've seen this man. He's got tattoos on his face.
Right.
He doesn't look like the safest fan to get into a verbal altercation with.
Correct.
Who was the guy that stood up like, hey, you dangerous-looking guy down front, stop cheering for the Lakers? Who wants to get into it with Lil Wayne?
And you know that, especially once you see the name Lil Wayne sounds like a man that's 6'4", 250.
Right.
The actual Lil Wayne is 5'5", 137.
Yeah.
137. You give him 100 pounds?
He's a real Little Wayne.
Yes. And so if it's going to be any protection that is coming from him. Now, he might have bodyguards, but if it's coming from him, it's going to come in the form of a weapon. And I think that in this day and age, we all know, like going to the airport, you can't just say the word bomb.
Right.
You can't.
That flight was the bomb.
You can't act like you got some kind of weapon.
There's no joking.
There's no joking.
They
with
have
that.
zero sense of humor at the airport. Zero. Trust me.
Right.
I'm a comedian. I know. I always think my little flip witticisms are gonna make them crack up, but no. Always gets me the strip search. So
and with all these public shootings, out of nowhere, there's nowhere you can. What we reported, it was at Costco. What's that time? Somebody was somewhere. Target, you just getting shot. Bed Bath & Beyond. Remember the guy?
Yeah. Bed Bath
Went to the woman. It's like, so there's no place that's safe. Yeah. But Lil Wayne, I know you love sports. So if I'm going to pray for something, I'm going to pray that you get your act together because you've even rumored that you want to be a sports announcer. I don't think this is going along with that right
now. Get
the
dollars up, buy your own
they're not going to let you get no interviews.
And since we're praying for you, I pray you punch yourself in the face. What are you doing? You're a grown man. I mean, you're a grown man, Tunchi. Well, first of all, you're a grown man that calls yourself Tunchi, which is concerning in itself.
Watch this. Bad producer, where did the Tunchi come from?
He came up with that when he was in jail for his Twitter handle.
But it don't have a meaning? The word didn't have a meaning?
Y'all missing the whole point. I knew he knew that answer, though.
I know. I'm saying I knew the point behind that.
I could ask him the capital of Georgia.
He don't know.
And he wouldn't know that. But I asked him some craziness like
about that life. ATL is the capital of Georgia.
Is that where you want to get a name like Tunchi in jail? Hey, my name Tunchi.
Capital of Georgia.
My cellmate named me Tunchi.
We'll be right back. More of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
Coming right back in 60 seconds. The Sports Jock Show is giving you a chance to win and win big.
We're giving away an Apple iPad.
Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come down to the studio and enjoy a live show. And all you've got to do is wake up with a Sports Jock.
Good morning. It's Monday. We have a great show for you today.
Visit thesportsjock.com and click on the Remind Me app. Each Monday, the Sports Jock will call you to remind you to listen to the show.
Every time you pick up the phone,
your number is entered into a drawing to win the free iPad. One lucky winner will win the iPad, plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come and sit in on a live show. Because it's a well-known fact, you haven't heard the Sports Jock Show until you've seen it live. We'll announce the winner March 4th, so log on, sign up with the Sports Jock wake-up call, download the app, and win an iPad. Go to thesportsjock.com and click on Remind Me. Good luck from the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious?
And we hold the world ransom for... Excuse me while I whip this out.
Live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. It's lunchtime. Eat your cucumber salad and listen to the Sports Jock Show. Big Kenny, wake up call.
Yeah, for all of you just now waking up at the noon hour, make sure that you wake up with the Sports Jock Show and win. You can sign up for our wake-up calls, and you could win a new Sports Jock Apple iPad at registeredsportsjock.com to win, so we could wake you up on your brand new iPad that you win from us right here at the Sports Jock Show.
Slightly used. Slightly used.
Because he's still trying to keep the brand new one.
After Steven Jackson educated me about that, let's make sure everybody knows what about that life is. You got that?
If you're not about that life, then stop speaking on it. About that life basically means being who you are, not trying to be somebody who you're not. Staying in your lane, being the same person you was when your mom was changing your diapers and not changing because money don't make you about that life. Getting shot doesn't make you about that life. Being a man and taking care of your responsibilities and doing what you're supposed to do as a man makes you about that life, and everybody ain't about that life.
Now, ever since I had heard that famous definition about that life, I've been on a search for people that are about that life. So Jared Beers His name is Jared Beers. He's a defenseman for the Notre Dame hockey team. He's about that life. He was at a local bar, getting a little rowdy, taking people's drinks off their table, drinking their stuff. The manager went over to Jarrett and asked him to leave the establishment, or they were going to call the cops. Jarrett felt like he didn't want to leave. So he punched the 35-year-old manager of the bar right in the face.
Best place.
And then stepped on the manager's head. I think that might get him in the about that life type league. I think he could. Does that sound like about that life?
Depends on what the manager looked like. Now, if he punched Pee Wee Herman and stepped on his head, that's not a big deal.
Okay.
So it really depends on the appearance of this
Big
manager.
Kenny, does it get you any warrant? Did I punch the manager and then I stepped on the manager?
No. If you get down like that daily, if they're always kicking you out of places, you about that life.
Okay.
But if you do that on a weekend of binge drinking, then you can't hold your alcohol.
But the manager was 35 years old. So
Right.
it was older, Jared's in college. He don't get nothing for the manager being older.
No, I mean, where was the bodyguard? Where are the bouncers of this place?
It was a bar and grill. It wasn't like a...
Yeah, I mean, but usually, somebody getting that drunk, there should be somebody there.
Okay.
Too.
Well,
and he was a college student.
He was a college
I'd
student.
fire everybody. If I was the manager, I'd fire the bartender. You gave him some more drink.
Well,
who recruited him?
What if I told you that the manager was a woman?
That's makes him about that life. Now, he is unequivocally about that life.
So,
yes, you are about
the manager
that life.
was a woman.
Yes, you are about that life, sir. Now, picking drinks up off of people's tables and drinking them to females may be cute, especially if you're some sort of sports celebrity at the university that you go to. They mean, oh, he picked my drink up and drank it. He's so funny.
Right.
But when the manager comes and goes, hey, stop that, and you go, hey, chick, pow! You automatically cross over into about that life territory.
I figured when he stepped on her, the manager was a woman.
Right.
He was about that life.
Yeah.
That's really.
No comment. I'll leave that alone.
And now, what are the penalties for his behavior?
He is charged with battery, criminal trespassing, and resisting arrest.
Did they tase him?
They didn't tase him.
Racism, blatant racism, blatant racism. Hockey player don't get tased, but I bet you the football player, wide receiver, always getting tased. What's up with that?
He did not get tased, but when he stepped on that woman's face, though, that was about that life. Because I know she sent somewhere.
Wait now.
She quit that job.
I'm confused about the terminology. He stepped on her face.
Yes.
Is that like stomping or kicking her in the face?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Stepping on her face
Right.
makes
So
it
he
sound like
knocked
He
her.
punched her to
He
the
punched her,
ground.
knocked
And when she
her to-
fell,
yes, I got
he
it now.
stumped her in the face.
Okay, that's stomping in the face. Stepping on her face sounds like he was walking out of the establishment and pinched her face between his foot and the floor accidentally. No, he was trying to kill this woman. Sounds like.
Can she get workers' comp?
Yeah,
Yes.
most definitely. Most definitely. Man, look, let me tell you something. If there were no bouncers there, this chick's going to own a franchise real soon. I don't know what restaurant it was, but she can own it because she was trying to do her job and got injured by some crazed person from the university.
From the university.
I'd get me somebody from the Cochran firm.
So I can put him on the about that life.
Oh,
On the wimpy side.
He goes straight up to the top.
So that makes him manly and about
I didn't
that
say
life?
he was manly. I just
That's
said he
some
was about
real
that
move.
life.
That's nah.
Yeah, Steven Jackson's definition didn't say you had to be married.
His definition was wrong, but that's okay. I'm gonna get at that
Being
later.
a man and handling your responsibility. Right now, my responsibility is to floor this chick.
Because the day I was born, I wasn't thinking about knocking nobody the hell out.
We'll be back. 888-926-7562. TheSportsJock.com. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
Get you by the neck. I know 1,000 ways to help you forget about it.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hey, over here.
What?
Right here, on the side of the house.
Who said that?
Look down. I'm right at your feet.
Wait, the basketball?
Yes, the basketball. Right down here, where the kids left me a long time ago. Man, you know how lonely it is being a ball and not being able to bounce or roll?
Excuse me?
Remember when you got me for the kids? You said, now kids, you have no excuse not to go outside and play.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I'll miss flying through the air and hearing the shouts of joy when I swish through the basket. What do you say? Could you give me a little air and remind the kids of how fun I still am?
Okay. Oh, wow. You are flat.
Easy, I'm ticklish. Let's get bouncing.
As Native American parents and caregivers, our encouragement to healthy lifestyles for our kids is helping them get outside and play. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov/Indian Country. Brought to you by USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. Is Han on the line? No, don't call him now. I'm making sure I'm in the wrong segment. Oh, okay. Well, hey, we push through. What was I about to tell you? Oh, coyotes. Just real quick. I don't know how y'all spent your weekend, but if you was in California, they were coyote hunting. They had a coyote killing contest out in California. If you're in Florida, they had a python killing contest. I don't see y'all.
Where was Peter? I'm sure that they're somewhere like freaking out.
And in Iowa, they had my favorite, a pig contest. It was.
What they do to the pig?
It was a bacon festival. 10,000 pounds of bacon, bacon cupcakes, bacon.
While in Chicago, they just keep killing people.
And all that. Chicago just killing people.
They just keep killing people. They don't have time to go looking for rodents and snakes and all of that. Let's just.
And here in Atlanta, they had a Cupid's Undie Run, where people put on their best bedroom attire and ran a mile for charity.
I hate I missed that.
One state killing pythons, one killing pigs, and the other one killing pythons. We are running around in our underwear here in Atlanta.
What? You call Peter? But I mean Peter.
Now, do we have pictures of that? Can we see some of the
underwear?
Yeah, some of the underwear. I mean, is anybody running in a pair of 6-inch stilettos? Is there somebody out there like just way too underdressed to be running in public? Can we see some of this?
Anybody get hit in the eye?
I don't have pictures of that.
Objects.
I don't have pictures. Speaking of pictures, though, just like we said, thank you, J-Lo. We'd like to thank Kate Upton for her Sports Illustrated picture. It's coming out next month. I don't know what bikinis and winter jackets have to do with each other, but they match up well. You can see it on the Sports Jock page. There you go, Big Kenny. You don't have to even look it up.
Yeah,
See
there
what
it
I'm
is,
saying
right there on the page.
I don't, what winter, how that flows. But as many of you Sports Illustrated people may know, Miss Upton was on the cover last year. So they are repeating, and why that's on the Sports Jock is because the title of the magazine, it says Sports Illustrated. See the correlation? Sports and sports.
Right.
So, Tall Lady, as you're sitting there, like, what does that have to do with our show?
Oh, it's okay. When I get my cover, don't say a word. Y'all better put it up, too.
Look, it's gonna be on.
I was about to say.
Look, just go with it and just move on.
This woman's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. You'll be on Field and Stream.
That's okay.
But thank you, Kate Upton, for that photo. Antoine Jameson, as you may or may not know, attended the University of North Carolina. He plays for the Lakers. He still believes that if Michael Jordan was playing, that Mike could still play today. Michael Jordan will be 50 in the next couple of days, his 50th birthday. I'm a big fan of my Auburn people, and I support them. But Michael Jordan, if he was my alumnus, I would understand at 50 years old, can't do anything but what he's doing, owning a basketball team.
Right.
With how those knees would click and clack going up. He would need some deer antler. He would need the deer joints.
Now,
not just
and he used to play with the Bulls, so he know about deer joints. You know what I'm saying? He know all about them deer joints. Listen, though, I mean, I'm sure there would be a couple of like really shining moments where his knees give him a little bit of a break, and he cut and he jump, and there may be one or two bright spots every game where they go, wow, Mike still kind of got it. But then there are the other.
It's the other 47 minutes.
The other 47 minutes of the game that everybody would be going like, why is he doing this?
He's on record in the modern era. Kevin Willis played till he was 44. And Robert Parrish, the Celtic great, played until he was 43. He knows something about some weed, too.
Oh, yeah. That's why they call him the Chief.
Yeah, he used to ship his post office. They delivered on Saturday.
Straight up Fed Express on Saturday. He be sitting there. See, people like that counting on Saturday delivery, Sports Jock. Kevin McHale, just like me, sitting in the window waiting on the mailman. Here he comes.
But Jameson.
Robert Parrish.
Yeah, I can't ride with you on this. And I know we love Mike, but we saw Mike even at, 37, 38.
Right.
It was like 18 a game. 12 years later, a divorce. Got a little young tender thing, but like 23.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
she
taking all that energy out. Like, so Mike is sitting around somewhere like, look, man, let's just watch some TV. Not interested in playing anything.
I doubt that he could pass the drug test. It's a lot of things that have to go in place.
Yeah.
Is that a Chicago thing?
Is that a Chicago thing? I'm from Florida.
No, I'm saying the can't pass the drug test thing. That is retired Chicago.
So your vote for this is a no, Big Kenny?
No.
Tall Lady, what do you think?
No.
Bad producer because you probably got on some Michael Jordan
underwear right now.
I think Mike could come in and do his thing because there's a lot of guys that are on the end of the bench who shouldn't even be in the NBA. They should either still be in college or D League. Trust me.
Now, is that your heart or your?
That's the fact that Mike comes in and he's still doing work one-on-one with the boys and killing them. They can't stop it.
On one end of the court.
Well, all he has to do is sit and post up.
No, you have to run. This is not the 60s
where
you only stay on one side.
He can snowbird all day. That's Michael Jordan. His deep.
Snowbird.
Yeah, that's when you stay on the other end of the court
I know
to
what
get the.
snowbird is.
Okay.
How often a day do you punch yourself in the face?
Michael Jordan
you should,
can
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You should find some quiet space.
Tell me why.
And just slam your fist repeatedly into your face.
Okay. See, you're not looking at the league in the whole as far as the talent that's in the plan. And now, come on. Sports Jock, you and I know.
Here is the thing, Mr. Bad Producer. People always, they see me and they feel like, man, you're still in some good shape. You probably could go back out and play. Now, I just had my birthday yesterday, and they asked me that. And I say, you know what? For my mentality and the kind of man that I am, I could play opening week. My next game would be after Thanksgiving. It would take my body 12 weeks to recover. So if that's all I'm going to play, what team is going to sign me that I'm telling them I can play the first week, Thanksgiving, and if you make it to the Super Bowl, I could make it that week, but
I play a couple of downs in the Super Bowl.
Basketball is totally different, though. Sports Jock,
No, it's not.
That's why Rashid is. They telling you
And
he's
you
hurt,
played
but
when?
he's resting.
Have you
for
ever played
when,
in a game?
When the New York Knicks got to make this run against the Heat, Rashid is going to be there to help.
Rasheed Wallace played a month, and he's been out for 6 weeks.
But he's on his weed
and he's only
drinking.
He's only 38.
Listen.
Nobody smoked more weed and drunk more alcohol than Michael Jordan. Let's talk about the real Mike, because what a man does in his job and what a man does in his private life is two different things. So you can't just, he's arguably the greatest to ever run on a basketball court. But you don't get to play half court. He can't chase anybody. You got to play some kind of defense.
Cut off his mic. Don't say nothing
Mike
else.
has
Big Kenny, if me and you out there and we're LeBron James and some of these young players, I'm going to foul Mike so hard, my first foul, and when that 50-year-old butt hit that wood and that right hip move over to the left, that's going to be it. That's a part of basketball, is it not?
He get into a little scrap with Meta World Peace.
But Sports Jock.
You're talking about in the euphoria of nobody's gonna touch.
Yeah, they respect him and all that.
They're not gonna touch Mike. Ain't nobody gonna hard foul Mike. Who's gonna hard foul Michael? Mike's gonna hard foul right back.
I him from the stands.
Mike will hard foul right back.
At 50, he ain't gonna do nothing but hope his shoulders stay in place.
Mike been known to put the two-piece on him.
Let me show, because we were talking about recruiting. When I went to Auburn, real quick, and I would go home, and I used to play basketball. I would go home 1 or 2 times in the summer. I would go down to stay in some shape because you get bored just running sprints. I would play some basketball. And guys that knew that you just had went to college always wanted to test their physical against you. Yeah. Now, you ain't did nothing, but in their mind, you play college ball, I'm tougher than you. I still get that today where I go home and people like, man, remember when I got around you back in 1987? I hit you real hard. Okay. That was 20, 30 years ago, you know. So what does that have to do? Why would I, as a player, think that I'm not going to slam Michael Jordan? That's what I've been waiting, to test my skills against the greatest. It's an achievement. Just like when I don't get where you think people are going to be like, oh, that's Mike. Let's not foul him.
I think that you should find some time to punch yourself in the face. Really. You would see things a lot differently if just sometime every day you had some quiet time and would just punch yourself repeatedly.
I know he's the greatest. It's just like watching Holyfield box. The time has passed. Can he still do it? Yes. Is he really doing it? No.
No.
We'll be right back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
The Sports Jock Show is giving you a chance to win, and win big.
We're giving away an Apple iPad.
Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come down to the studio and enjoy a live show. And all you've got to do is wake up with a Sports Jock.
Good morning. It's Monday. We have a great show for you today.
Visit thesportsjock.com and click on the Remind Me app. Each Monday, the Sports Jock will call you to remind you to listen to the show.
Every time you pick up the phone,
Your number is entered into a drawing to win the free iPad. One lucky winner will win the iPad, plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come and sit in on a live show. Because it's a well-known fact, you haven't heard the Sports Jock Show until you've seen it live. We'll announce the winner March 4th, so log on, sign up with the Sports Jock wake-up call, download the app, and win an iPad. Go to thesportsjock.com and click on Remind Me. Good luck from the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. We have the biggest Georgia fan on the planet on the line. The man we like to talk college sports with, college football. My man Hun, make sure y'all get the Hun now, not with an S. Hun Vance is on the line. Hun, good afternoon to
Wayne.
you.
How are you today, Wayne?
I'm doing great. Auburn got a top 10 recruiting class. I am doing just wonderful.
Nice class.
Han, tell me why Georgia can't keep his talent, his high school talent.
Well, I don't know exactly why it lined up that way this year. We did have a good class. We are a top 10 class. What happened this year was what you're alluding to is 9 of the top 10 rated, which it is very subjective, but rated high school players from the state of Georgia signed out of state. The past 2 years, we kept almost all of the talent in state. So partially that's going to be an ebb and flow factor. 2 years ago, they called it the Dream Team. Last year, we didn't get the sheer number of signees, but we got a lot of the in-state. This year, a lot of the guys went out of state, especially to Alabama. One reason is we have 12 offensive starters coming back for 11 offensive positions. So there's not a lot of playing time at offense, especially at positions like running back. You're just not going to see any playing time for some years. Guys are looking at opportunity. That's one thing they look at. And, we're recruiting against some great talent. When you look at the 2 top sources out there, ESPN is kind of a tertiary source. The top 2 sources are Rivals and Scout. Scout is now changing their name to Fox Sports Next. It's going to be foxsportsnext.com, not Scout anymore, but 5 of the top 9 are from the SEC and Scout, with Fox Sports Next. Rivals, 5 of the top 8 are SEC, 8 of the top 16. So there's just a lot of talent in the South. There's a lot of talent in Florida where it's very populated. Next up is kind of Georgia and then LSU and Louisiana, and there's just a talent-rich. And, Saban is doing a great job. Auburn's had some really strong recruiting classes, and they get another strong class, including Montravius Adams, the big defensive tackle.
Yeah, they really got some high talent on the defensive side, which when you're that bad, you need a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. I see that Georgia was able to keep their defensive coordinator, Todd Grantham.
Correct, and that was another thing, and maybe closing out some 50-50 guys. Grantham's tenure was tenuous in Athens. He could have gone to the Eagles. He could have gone to the Saints. He didn't. So he's there, but that closing those real high 5-star guys. But Wayne, as you know, the 5-star guys are sometimes the Isaiah Crowells. They're not always who plays out. So the 3-star guys are sometimes the Todd Gurleys who get 1,200 yards rushing as a freshman. Mm-hmm. A lot of it's attitude. When you're talking about the difference between a high 3-star and a low 5-star, it's relatively comparable athleticism compared to what it takes to actually stay in school, pass your classes, do all the things that you're required to do as a big-time D1 athlete. A lot of it's attitude and coaching. I want to talk about the Kiffin effect. You know what this is, Wayne? Have you heard about this?
The Lane Kiffin?
The Lane Kiffin effect.
Okay.
They had kind of a new rule recently where he took advantage of this at USC and minimized, even though they had a bad year this year, they were preseason number 1. he minimized knowing they were going on probation by back recruiting. This is what we did at Georgia this year. We only had last year we only signed 19 guys, and 17 of them qualified. So we and 2 of them enrolled early. Okay, this year we signed a record 32 guys at Georgia. We were able to do that by counting some of the guys towards last year's number. You're only able to sign 25 guys a year. But because we got guys with good grades who could graduate early, we got 13 guys in school at Georgia who were already at Georgia practicing, doing mat drills before National Signing Day. They had academically enrolled at UGA. We were able to count 10 of those towards last year. And Elaine first did that at USC, and that's how they were able to not drop as bad as we thought they were going to, with the probation.
Right. How bad did Rodney Garner leaving Georgia hurt and returning back to Auburn, his alma mater?
It definitely could have hurt again in some of those 50-50 guys we lost, like Montravius Adams, especially, obviously, and then he ends up at Auburn. That definitely could have hurt. It sets Auburn up just for a nice continuation of strong recruiting. The recruiting didn't dip, just the winning dipped at Auburn. So, the recruiting is going to stay strong. Garner's been great at closing guys. He's a great relationship guy. He's a decent defensive line coach. I don't know how much of the credit he gets or deserves for his actual defensive tactician work and really developing guys, but he's a great recruiting coordinator and an Auburn guy. A lot of history we've talked about before, Georgia-Auburn guys bouncing back and forth. But I think he's a great fit for Auburn, and the future's looking pretty bright there right now at Auburn.
And I know you don't cover the ACC as much as you do the SEC, but here locally in Atlanta, is it really just the grades that keep Georgia Tech from having high recruiting classes? Or what is the issue? They never seem to be able to grab a recruiting class.
Well, I don't think it's so much the grades as the just pure challenging level of the core courses that you have to take to stay in Tech.
Okay.
They know guys can't get it done and get through calculus, etc. I know I probably couldn't have. When I was, a presidential scholar at University of Georgia, so there you go. To get through these calculus and calculus 2 that everyone at Georgia Tech takes. Everyone takes that.
Right.
So they got to get guys that they think are going to potentially stick around, be able to get by these classes just so they can keep them in school in year 2 and 3. So that's a tough one at Tech. Plus, it's the system right now. They're in that Georgia Southern Valdosta, running the ball, pitching the ball. Not everyone's going to want to play in that. The people that do, can really thrive in it.
Georgia Tech, I could have probably stayed there, hon. I'm going to tell you the truth.
I didn't know why I got this letter of intent. And I'm a 42-year-old wide receiver. I'm just not that good anymore.
Real
I'm
quick,
white and gold.
Real quick, we were just having a debate. I don't know if you heard it online. Michael Jordan will be 50, and we're going to talk about it next Monday in detail. Antoine Jameson says that he could have played. I don't know how big you are on basketball.
Oh, yeah, I follow the sport, of course. I grew up playing basketball.
What side of the fence are you standing on as far as Jordan being able to still be effective?
He's a big guy, and he's such a smart scorer. I'm sure he could score 10 points a game. In that long of a game, we're only talking about making a basket here and there. Would defend very minimally, but they do allow zone defense in the NBA these days, so that would be to his advantage. I think he could definitely make a team. You'd want him there as like a player coach, probably a better influence than Rasheed Wallace. But
maybe not.
Hey, what you saying about Rasheed?
If he was in the room, I would be quiet right now. He's over here punching me. That bald head of his.
Well, hon, thank you for calling in, and we'll talk to you a little later as talk about some new prospects coming.
Well, too, and we got the draft coming up, so the college fans love the draft.
Yes, indeed, and the combine later.
And the combine.
Yes, so Hon Vance, we'll talk to you later. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy coming up next.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, over here.
What?
Right here in the back.
Where?
Over by the fence.
You? The bike?
Yeah, the bike. Right in the grass where the kids left me a while ago. You know how lonely it is being left day after day, not being able to cruise the reservation?
Pardon me?
Remember when you got me for the kids? You told them, no, you kids go have fun, enjoy the outdoors, and be careful.
Yeah?
I really miss it, especially when they put that playing card in my spokes, and I made a really cool sound the faster we went. Well, could you get my tires a little air, dust off my seat, and remind the kids how fun I still am?
Okay. Oh, you are dusty.
Yeah, and I may need a couple of bolts tightened too. Now let's go.
As Native American parents and caregivers, our encouragement to healthy lifestyles for our kids is helping them get outside and play. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov/Indian Country. Brought to you by USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the sports jock, Wayne Gandy.
I'm feeling it. Stop blowing my buzz, quit killing it. So buy another round and try to shut us down about an hour ago, but we still in this.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. We'd like to thank Han Vance for calling in with our college report, BigHarryBlog.com. I don't know, hon. I think even at 42, if I pushed you down, you ain't going to get back up real quick. I don't know why y'all keep thinking Michael Jordan going to get up quickly and run back down the court. We got our man Jared on the line. Jared!
Hey.
The Raiders got the first pick. What's going on with the Raider Nation?
No, I called to say happy belated, man. Happy birthday. I heard it was your birthday.
Oh, I appreciate it. Man. I'm waiting on something in the mail from Jarrett.
Raiders season tickets.
No. That's
So you want something you can use.
Jarrett, real quick before we let you go, Michael Jordan, can he play at 50?
Can he play at 50? Did you see the Nick Clipper game yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, well, I definitely think he can stand out there and shoot some threes because the way the Knicks defense is, they let people sit out there and hit threes all day.
Michael Jordan wasn't a great three-point shooter
at all.
Not at all.
So he got to do something. That really wasn't his forte.
Nah, but he got better as he got older.
Okay. I guess
he didn't like the bang. He didn't like the bang when he got older. You know, he started posting up more outside.
Well, we're going to have to send this question out to the streets, and I'm going to send a female out with this one because I know if I send the bad producer...
Enjoy that cake.
Oh, thank you, sir, Jared. Thank you for calling in.
The Publix cake.
The Publix cake. Jared on the line. What we had going on? Oh, the NFL. One thing I want y'all to know, we were talking about the Oakland Raiders. NFL is... There's rumors they're going to make the field bigger. They're going to go to a Canadian-sized football field.
It's not longer, but wider, right? Ooh. Isn't it? That's the Canadian field.
Da-dum-tum.
We're talking about the field.
Da-dum-tum.
Gosh. Longer field.
Yeah, you jumped so far away from where we were at.
No, you said a field, and I said the field. It would it's not going to lengthen the field. It's still going to be 100 yards, but it'll just be wider, isn't it?
No, the Canadian field is longer and wider. Yeah.
Love those Canadians.
What is the purpose of it?
Reports is that they're hoping it'll minimize injuries. I guess it'll take longer to hit somebody. I was going to say them to throw in the ocean, but I just want them to like put some acid on themselves. I don't even want to shoot them. I want them to live. You ever just want somebody like cut off an arm or a couple fingers or gout, take out an eye and have to live through it?
Because is that really, is the distance I am away from you preventing me from hurting you? I think that when I make contact with you is when the injuries occur. It's not like because I'm running really close behind you.
Wouldn't it be harder for the defense if they spread it wider, the field wider? Would it make it harder for defense?
The injuries occur because in athletics, in all sports, the athlete is bigger. That is why the injuries occur. If you took the sports jock back to the 1960s, I would be a god on the football field. They would have never seen a man of my height and size. They didn't. I read a report once that in the 80s, there was like 3 people in the NFL that was 300 pounds. We thought the refrigerator was big. Right. He was not that big of a man compared to today's sports. I mean, the fridge
6'8", 350, 6'8",
the fridge was like 6'3", 300.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Well, I can find that at any local high school.
Yeah, I was about to say you can get that at the high school now.
Plus some.
Right. Yeah. So you imagine.
And those are the dudes that are backing up positions.
Yeah.
Right.
6'3".
So when you start talking about injuries, it really just plays that everybody. I have the speed of what a receiver in the 60 has. So now I'm 50 pounds heavier. I run faster. That's a bigger collision.
Right.
It is no, what do you want hitting you? A Fiat or a semi?
Right.
Which one you think is going to cause more damage to you
on
a consistent basis? And that's kind of what has happened. So
and then add the rampant drug use.
That's a train.
The rampant drug use that increases the impact right there.
Right. Yeah. So when they keep talking about they're gonna make the field and the Canadian field is 30 yards longer, but also I think on the Canadian field the goalpost is in the front. If I remember correctly, they still have that old school with the goalpost. So, but NFL even letting some rumor like this float,
it's concerning.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's not like the Canadian game has really caught on over here like that,
Right.
So you're going to change it to Canadian rules and further alienate the American football fan.
And when did we want to start being like the Canadians?
Yeah.
And what type
of...
who eats round bacon?
Maybe because you can just go over there and get drugs. Maybe that's it. They're going to change it and go to their...
You can go to Canada?
Don't listen to that game plan. You can be in jail.
I was about to say, maybe some information we should have shared earlier in the year.
But when you look at reports like this, and the thing that always kills me, and I'm going to say this till the end of time, how do you change rules when you hear players complaining? Have you heard any players complaining about the size of the field? What report did you read that
it's probably
Tom Brady was saying, the field is just not wide enough?
Cheerleaders probably complain about size.
Look at this. But they just changed rules based on what they think will be the perfect solution. And like I keep telling you people, listen to me. You are just counting the couple of concussions that happen. Most of these athletes are suffering from injuries of knee problems.
Right.
Their knees are jacked up. They've had 3 or 4 surgeries per knee. Well, you try being 50 Michael Jordan,
right?
And somebody's been in your knee 3 or 4 times. That's what you see most of these athletes barely being able to get up steps. They didn't know a lot to even lose their memory. They didn't know where they was going anyway.
Right.
They didn't know that woman's name. She said her name was Candy. They don't know that.
I knew it was something sweet.
We'll be right back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
the right place.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
The Sports Jock Show is giving you a chance to win and win big.
We're giving away an Apple iPad.
Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come down to the studio and enjoy a live show. And all you've got to do is wake up with a Sports Jock.
Good morning. It's Monday. We have a great show for you today.
Visit thesportsjock.com and click on the Remind Me app. Each Monday, the Sports Jock will call you to remind you to listen to the show.
Every time you pick up the phone,
your number is entered into a drawing to win the free iPad. One lucky winner will win the iPad, plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come and sit in on a live show. Because it's a well-known fact, you haven't heard the Sports Jock Show until you've seen it live. We'll announce the winner March 4th, so log on, sign up with the Sports Jock wake-up call, download the app, and win an iPad. Go to thesportsjock.com and click on Remind Me. Good luck from the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. We got to get our birthdays in, Big Kenny.
The Sports Jock.
I know the bad producer, he was going to try to go through the show without him. You see how he started without the music. And now he hit me with a little birthday music. Birthdays for last week. Got a couple of people that's turning 50. Big names. Axl Rose, 50 years old. Robert Townsend had his 55th birthday. One of Kenny's homeboys. Chris Rock, 47 years old.
47.
Ashton Kutcher, 34. Wow. Garth Brooks, 50. Vince Neil, 51. John Grisham, 57. Brandy. Were you ever a Brandy fan? She was married to somebody. Quentin Richardson. She was married to NBA player Quentin Richardson. Yeah, I think she got married to somebody else now. Wow. Brandy. 33, Brandy. Carole King had her 70th birthday last week.
Whoa.
Roberta Flack, 75. Sarah Palin, Derek's cousin. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know she can see Russia from her backyard.
48 years old. Bobby Brown.
He don't know how old he is. Bobby Brown just wandering the streets. People like
to the now.
People are like, "Happy birthday, Bobby." He like, "Huh? It's my birthday."
44 years old, Bobby Brown. Zaza Gabor. 95, man. That's a 95.
Yeah, and she just wasting away. She doesn't know that she's still here.
Natalie Cole, 62. Tom Brokaw, 72. Ted Koppel. I guess they went into the news business at the same time. He's 72 as well. Joe Pesci, 69. Nick Nolte. Want to take a guess at that?
And the face
73.
But 71. The face is brand new.
She said the face is brand new. Robert Wagner, 82.
Whoa.
82, Robert Wagner. Heart to Heart. Remember Heart to Heart?
Yeah, Jonathan.
Glenn Beck, the good producer's second cousin on his daddy's side, 48 years old. Yeah. Taylor Lautner from Twilight series, 21. Jennifer Aniston, 43. Seemed like she was 43 last year.
Seems that way.
Do you think she's fudging some numbers on
I don't know. She might have been 43 like the last season of Friends. She's been 43 and holding for a while.
Kelly Rowland had her 31st birthday last week.
Oh, sorry.
You're not buying that either?
No.
But okay. 33?
You know what? Just leave that alone. We just leave them little girls alone.
Okay.
You must not know about none of them.
No,
as Beyonce would say. No, I'm just.
Oh,
quoting
okay.
lyrics.
That's a lyrical song?
Yeah.
Okay, that TV.
Just try.
And then it was wrong.
we just gonna go along with that.
Yeah.
You know.
James Spader, 52.
Her TV's TV guide is in Crayola.
I told that boy.
Roger Staubach, Dallas great, 71. Hank Aaron had his 79th birthday last week. Chris Humphreys, who's being rumored to be traded here for Josh Smith, 27. Steve Nash, 39. Georgia great Matthew Stafford had his 24th birthday. Juwan Howard, the Fab Five, 39. The Big Show. Y'all ever watch wrestling?
Yeah.
The Big Show, the world's biggest athlete, had his 40th birthday. Alonzo Mourning, 42. Another Dallas great Danny White had his 60th birthday. Burt Reynolds.
137 years
I knew you was going.
And that face is about 5 years.
Were you a big
Smokey and the
Bandit
fan? Yes,
fan?
you know only two things I'm afraid of: women and the police. Two things I'm afraid of: women and the police.
Daryl Johnston, 46. Justin Gatlin, 30. Greg Norman, 57. Lance Berkman, 36. And Wayne Gandy had his 33rd birthday.
Where was the bleep? Somebody's supposed to bleep that bleep. That's a cuss word.
You know, it's interesting. I want everybody to go to sportsjock.com and read why the Harvard Business School is honoring our own Wayne Gandy. You can read about it at sportsjock.com, and now you can see, since the birthday announcements, that it's not because he can add real well. They're not on him for his mathematics skills. Trust me. He said 33.
30.
Okay, let's carry the 3. Times 7.
You're going to stop budging.
We're going to put the 4
that
in
whole,
the 10
did you notice the whole segment?
That's my entertainment age.
Wait.
I'm going to add like my daughter.
Wait.
Why y'all mad at me? Because I got an entertainment age.
I got an entertainment age
That's
too.
what I mean.
But
my entertainment age.
Look,
but we track your
we track your entertainment age on a sundial, okay?
Who you talking to?
I'm talking about the sports job.
Oh, okay.
We chart yours with dust. We just we don't even have a sundial. We just look in the
Were
sky.
the Mayans right about his
right,
age?
and see where the dust blows, and that's how we track your age. Rings on a tree is how we track how old the tall lady is.
We'll be right back after this break. But the ocean, he said with dust.
Y'all wrong.
For more of the Sports Chalk Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Honey, I'm home. I've got a surprise for you.
Get that filthy, disgusting tire out of my living room. You're on my favorite rug.
Calm down. You're gonna love this.
What? Whoa. The goldfish bowl.
I won't run over them. Relax.
You roll that tire right back out of here.
Relax. It's all part of my master plan to save us money.
This is not going to be our coffee table. Don't even think about putting a piece of glass on top.
No, honey. This is a reminder to keep our tires properly inflated so we can save money on gas.
Can't we just tie a string around our fingers?
Sweetie, properly inflated tires could save us more money at the pump than a week's worth of gas.
You're getting tire tracks on my love seat.
Exactly. To remind us that we love saving gas with properly inflated tires.
What's wrong with the sticky note on the dashboard?
Discover smarter ways to save hundreds of dollars on gas and help the environment, too, at the Alliance to Save Energy's website, drivesmarterchallenge.org.
Hey, let's put the sticky note on the tire.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Smart, father of a child who was abducted.
I'm John Walsh. Like Ed, I also know the terror of having a child who was kidnapped. But now we have wonderful technology to aid in this battle.
It's called the Amber Alert. It's an early notification system to the public when every second counts.
Amber Alert is a partnership. We want to thank you, the public, broadcasters, transportation, and law enforcement. Amber Alert really works.
And now, back to the sports jock, Wayne Gandy.
The truth is, he will throw your ass in the ocean. It's time to wrap things up on the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Gandy, and when you hear the sounds of the ocean, it means that the Sports Jock Show is coming to a close. First and foremost, as we always do, we like to thank our guest that called in, Doug Fireball Turnbull. Daytona 500 right around the corner. Fletcher Proctor, Scores Atlanta. Recall Scores sound like a strip club I went to in New York. I don't know where it is here, but Fletcher, don't let me find out you're up at the strip club. Fletcher Proctor helping us with the recruiting, and our man Han Vance as well for helping us with college football. Real quickly, we have, which we usually don't take calls in the ocean segment, but we have a Tracy on the phone. Good afternoon, Tracy.
Good afternoon. I figured you would make an exception because this is such a special announcement and everything.
Okay.
I just wanted to Mr. Good Producer's birthday is going to be on the 13th, and I looked you up on Wikipedia, so I wanted to let you know more than you will be on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. The night
Yes,
before
sir.
Valentine's. Okay, well, the Good Producer.
Yes, sir.
I will put him down for the birthdays. Thank you, Tracy, for calling in with that information. We will get
Yes, sir.
You know he don't love Jesus.
Yeah.
You know he don't love Jesus.
So we'll
I
get
saw him trying to escape from church yesterday.
We will definitely put him on the list for next week. Y'all make sure you get
Put him on the watch list. We're going to pray for him, too.
Cut a piece of that cake and save it to next week.
Oh, good.
And one of them candles, and we'll hook him up next week.
I think that cake exploded with all the candles that was on it.
Oh, man. Just PSA real quick, if you're over in Ireland, if you don't like horse meat, stay away from the Polish beef over there. They have done studies that 75% of the meat in Ireland is horse meat. That's that tangy flavor that you get at Crystal's and Burger King here in America.
Right.
I kind of like horse meat. Just serve me up some. Buffalo, pigeon meat. I've never really found a meat that can't be sauteed to my
We found that out last week. You remember that?
So,
Look at Big Kenny.
no, I just, I'm all about my vegetables, in different ways. I smoke vegetables. I grill them. It don't make no difference. Just vegetables for me.
The report is that Christopher Dorner guy is still on the run. They do have $1 million bounty.
Call the dude from the Bulls. He can snitch on him.
I might be flying out there right after the show for $1 million bounty. See
Hey,
what
that
I
dude,
can find.
I ain't snitching on that dude. He'll come and find you. You know what I mean? Want to risk that.
Watch yourself if you're going down to Acapulco. Last week, they had a gang rape at one of the beach resorts. Mexican gang broke into a villa and raped 6 Spanish. They actually tied up the 6 men that were there and raped the 6 women. I only tell you this story because I laughed at it. They didn't rape the Mexican lady.
Really?
They had that before.
So
they just raped
only the foreigners.
The other 6 foreigners they raped. But
Gringo, get the gringo!
So I couldn't help but laugh. I know rape is not nothing to laugh at. So don't call me like, oh, how you laughing at rape?
How you gonna laugh at rape?
They just were getting something they
y'all
never
just
had.
skipped the Mexican. That is racial profiling. That is wrong. That lady deserved to be raped too. Y'all broke in the villa. You know how bad she feels.
I was gonna say, you know how women get all in their feelings about their self-esteem.
Could you give a disclaimer?
Now, the views of the Sports Jock aren't necessarily the views of the Sports Jock show. Can we even say that the views of this show aren't yours?
No.
Yeah. So I think the FCC is planning to shut us down now. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, this is the Ocean. We got all kind of music playing over here. We still on? Are we in the Ocean segment?
Yes, we are.
Oh, thank you very much. This is the Ocean segment of the show, which gives the sports jock a time to vent. This week, we're going to do something special real quickly. We're going to save somebody, and we're going to kick somebody in the ocean. Jay Cutler, you know, I beat you up all the time, man. Call you, change your first name to something I can't say on the radio, and we beat you up real bad. But you can get on my boat now. I didn't ever think I was going to say that, but I can ride with you, Jay. You so gangster that you mailed a woman her engagement ring. That's real gangster stuff. That's about that life, man. You really about that life. I appreciate that. I don't know how long that marriage is going to last, but to have the private parts to mail a woman an engagement ring is that real dream kind of stuff that us other men inspire to be, everybody except the good producer. And I'm throwing in the ocean someone that nobody really knows but really needs to be thrown in the ocean. Locally here in Marietta at Wheeler High School, Miss Dawn Martin. She stole the band money. She has been caught and arrested. She stole $41,000 of the band money. And I just was reading this like, how sad. There's very few schools with bands left. You know when it stole the little band money? You know how many cookies and Snickers and those pepperoni rolls them kids had to sell to get $41,000? The band had $41,000 saved, and you went and stole from the band. So, Don, even though you're not a famous person,
walk the plank.
Just had to get that out of there. Thank you for tuning into the Sports Jock Show. We'll be back next Monday. We will even say that the good producer is having a birthday. It's funny how people's wives get the phone number.
Oh, wow.
At least change your name to Stacy.
Called in on the private number too. You know, nobody else has that number.
For the funny man himself, Vic Kenny.
Yes.
The tall lady.
Hello. Goodbye.
The 2 producers. We'll see you next Monday. Have a good afternoon.